Hello there, this is top-rated-forexbrokers.com, and we continue our Trading Academy project with some tips and tricks in Forex trading, or the special terminology for Forex trading. As you probably know, when you buy or sell a currency pair or a currency on the Forex dashboard, you don't actually buy or sell anything, but you take a position on the market. I mean, of course, you buy or sell, but in traders' language or terminology, you do something else. For example, let's start with the basics. Let's draw a line here, and we'll start with the basics. We say that on the left side, what it means, and then on the right side, the implications of the FX markets. For example, if we want to go long on Euro US dollar, which now trades 1 point, if we want to buy the Euro US dollar, which now trades at 1.18155, so here we mark the volume. Let's say we go long and buy one lot. So to help you understand, when we say go long, we mean that we buy on the FX market. So what does that mean? For a Forex trader, let's go back to the euro-dollar market for a second. Now, in order for us to make a profit, we expect the market to move to the upside. We go long. On the same note, it also means we grow bullish, or we are bullish on the euro-US dollar. So what is your opinion on the euro-USD? Well, I want to buy. It means effectively you are bullish. Let's go here. So if you buy something or you go long, it expresses your bullishness. The opposite is true when it comes to selling. For example, if you sell something. If you sell a currency pair for whatever reason, for example, if you want to sell the euro dollar for 1.18, we go short. Or we grew bearish, or we express our bearishness by going short with the euro US dollar at 1.08. We are bearish. As traders, we express direction. We buy or we go long. We are bullish. We sell as we go short, and we are bearish. This is valid for retail traders. Other market participants, like central bankers, give speeches. They also talk in this kind of language, but a central banker cannot simply say that he or she will go long or bullish on a specific currency or currency pair. Central bankers, let's type it here. Central bankers express the same thing, but differently. So what does that mean? Well, a central banker cannot be bullish because it would influence traders, but a central banker can be hawkish. Let's type it in here. So what does it mean, hawkish? This means that he believes, as the central banker, that the economy is doing okay. The inflation is at target. All I know is that they talk the currency up. When a central banker wants to express bearishness, it means that the central banker is dovish. Now let's assume that you read the Financial Times articles during the week or at any time of the trading day. You will see that the ECB President Mario Draghi had a hawkish tone. So what does that mean? It means that he is bullish for the euro. It means that as traders that we'll want to buy the euro because the fundamentals or the central bank calls for a higher euro to come. Only that the terminology is different, but in reality it expresses the same thing because in Forex trading we can do only one thing, either go long or short. Or you can sit on your hands and take no position. But most of the times it is a position. It is not mandatory to take a position. Anyway, I'm sure you get the picture. Different words that are expressing, and on the same lines, there are other things to consider, like the FOMC, the Federal Open Market Committee. Now, when the FOMC statement comes from the Federal Reserve of the United States, you will hear that out of the members of the Fed, there are so many hawks and so many doves. And then traders try to interpret the difference between how many hawks and how many doves, namely if it is hawkish or dovish. If it is hawkish, this will be interpreted as being bullish on the dollar. So the dollar will move to the upside, or if it is bearish, the dollar will move to the downside. This is terminology 101 when it comes to Forex trading. Of course, you should know things like the ECB, the European Central Bank, the BOC, the Bank of Canada, the BOJ, the Bank of Japan, the Fed, the Federal Reserve of the United States, or the FOMC statement, which stands for the Federal Open Market Committee statement. This is the terminology that will be found on any economic calendar and is not something new. Currency pairs also have other ways to be expressed among traders. For example, the euro-US dollar is also called the fiber, whereas the US dollar and Japanese yen has no nickname. But the Canadian dollar is called the loonie dollar. The Australian dollar is called the Aussie dollar, like the kangaroo in Australia, the Aussie dollar. The New Zealand dollar is called the Kiwi dollar, and so on. Not to mention the Great British Pound against the US dollar, which is called the cable, since it is named after the cable that connected the two most important financial centres that even now are the most important financial centres in the world, namely London and New York. If you see someone or hear that someone is hawkish or is bullish cable, what does it mean? It means that he went long and bought the Great British Pound US dollar. Moving forward, you will see we are going into fundamental analysis, and we will explain the economic calendar. Everything in there represents terminology. Why? Because central bankers have a mandate in this world to create inflation or to keep inflation below or closer to a certain percent, and in some parts of the world to create jobs. Today's trading is governed by high-frequency trading and algorithms. Any kind of misappropriate language from central bankers will result in terrible moves on the Forex market. Therefore, don't try to interpret messages from the central market. These messages are cryptic or encrypted, to use a better word. You'll find out that a central banker cannot say that he or she sees the dollar at 110, for example, against the euro. It is impossible because at the very same moment, the trading algorithms that govern the Forex market will buy or sell in the blink of an eye, and the whole financial system will be affected. The article that comes with this video will contain all the terminology for rookie traders, as this is in the beginner section, but also touching aspects of monetary policy and what the actual terminology in the FX market means. Thank you again for being here. Now let's move on to the next part. What is fundamental analysis?